Hey everybody, it's great to see you and thank you for inviting me into your home or wherever you are. Really value this time that we have together. It's so amazing to be with you in a group, but it's also great to do this work together. How's it going doing 3 classes a week? I know we're entering into our 3rd week of 3 classes, and I know it's a lot. This is Anger Week, and I'm hoping that you have already seen the video where we dive into how our sexuality was formed. And, I think maybe there was some curiosity about why we were exploring sexuality at the same time we were starting to look at anger. As our sexuality develops and bubbles up, and then gets interrupted, and we can't share that, and we feel shame, and we feel repression, and we feel rejection around our sexuality, the natural response in the body to this very, very kind of cellular organic impulse to connect, to desire, to move towards what we desire. When that's interrupted, of course the body should be angry. But what happens is we're in survival mode. We find this part of us that if we express it, we're going to lose love, we're going to lose belonging, maybe even we're going to get physically or emotionally hurt. And anger gets pushed down. So the reason that we talk about sexuality as we're going into Anger Week, is we want to invite all those feelings that didn't get felt before to get felt now. This week is really about feeling and embracing our anger. Most of us have a bit of a conflicted relationship with anger. And this is such an important conversation that I'm going to be looking down at my notes because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. For us, the repression of our anger is really central to how we repress our passion, how we repress our life force, how we repress our capacity for joy, for engagement, fully in breathing, taking up space, existing, living our life to capacity, being all that we can be. So being able to feel our anger and to express our anger in a healthy way is really a foundation of being a great leader, of being able to stand up and to say, regardless of the pushback I get from the world, I am living my life from inside my own heart, driven by my own soul. And when I feel anger arise, I know there is a need for things to be different out in the world or in my own body, and I can respond to that need. I don't have to fear my anger. So let's talk a little bit about this conflicted relationship with anger and rage. So as I said, anger always expresses a need. So that need could be that things are not okay the way they are. That need could be that things need to be different. That need could be something that you're not getting. As kids, when we expressed anger, most of us were not asked, what do you need? When we melt down and we would scream and yell and beat the floor, or even, beat our parents, we weren't asked, what do you really need right now? That wasn't something that happened for us. Most of us were punished for the expression of anger. Most of us were shamed and said, this is not the way to behave. This is not the way to get your needs met. And to a certain extent, that's true, right? It's not the way that we get our needs met. But at that age, it's really appropriate. And what happens to us is when we're told at a very early age that we can't express our anger, what we hear is our needs don't matter. What we feel doesn't matter. We don't matter. And that our anger, when we express our needs, expressing our needs itself is a dangerous thing that will take love away from us, that will take the things that we depend on away from us. So when we push that anger down, it often comes out in more intense ways. So the tantrums get more intense, the violence gets more intense. And what happens is that our inner world needs to get its needs met. And if we push the anger down, which is how we get our needs met, that anger gets weaponized and it just shows up in all these different ways. In our childhood, this often results in more shaming and more punishment, and even being branded an angry or a difficult child. As we become teenagers, it manifests as rebellion, rejecting authority, and as feeling like no one cares about our needs, no one gets us. When we express our needs through anger in a non-relational way, it places us in a no-win situation. We're not getting our needs met, and we get rejected for expressing anger, sometimes in destructive and abusive ways. So when we're out there doing drugs and sexually acting out, when we're yelling at our parents, when we're doing things that are hostile to our environment, we're still not getting our needs met because that anger comes from an internal need, and we're getting further rejected, and we're getting told we're bad and we're wrong, and there's more shame being piled on that anger. So what this often leads to is more self-destructive behavior, more using of alcohol and drugs, sexually acting out, taking dangerous risk, often becoming depressed because there's no win in this situation. We're not getting our needs met, and we just get continually told that we're bad and wrong for expressing anger in these destructive ways. It also leads to not making good decisions, not bringing the people into our lives that are going to affirm us, that are going to be curious about our needs, that are going to help us contact what we need and get those needs met. And our anger can keep us from having the relationships that we want. It pushes away the love that we're after, right? Often when we're expressing anger, what we're really looking for is someone to notice us, someone to care about us, someone to see us, someone to get us, someone to feel what we're feeling, to actually come inside and make connection with us. So anger, even though it pushes the world away, and it seems like it's saying, go away, I don't need you, what it's really saying is, help me, I have these needs and I don't know how to meet them. So we get in this cycle, right? We learn really early that expressing anger, expressing our needs, is not wanted, and that our needs are not important to other people. And we try all these different ways of getting our needs met, and they don't work, right? And there's some way that we start to feel internally like our needs don't matter. And over time, this can create this underlying resentment and cynicism. And often we develop a really nice personality. We develop a lot of optimism, and we find a way to kind of get through life. But underneath all that is this feeling like no one is really going to care about me. No one is really going to be curious about me. No one is ever going to really meet my needs. And that resentment, that cynicism, sucks our life force and keeps us from going forward. Because if we have a deep belief that our needs don't matter and that no one really wants to know us inside, and even that we're not lovable, it's going to be hard for us to step up and lead and have full access to all of who we are, right? So this being able to express anger, being able to feel our anger as a call to have a need met, for something to be different, is so key, is so important to stepping up as a leader. So we spent time in this pre-course video, as I said before, talking about our sexuality. And we know that that is so key to fully embodying our passion. We can't shut down our sexuality, can't live with shame around our sexuality and be an express leader. We can't live with shame around our anger, shame around the part of us that says, no, this is not okay. This is not okay to treat me this way. This is not okay to treat other people this way. It's not okay for humans to live in this way. When we push that down, some part of us dies. So this work of acknowledging our anger and giving it healthy ways to express is a way of coming back alive and really acknowledging how that resentment, that cynicism, that early adoption of the belief that I don't matter, my feelings don't matter, my needs don't matter, is not something we can take into powerful leadership, is not something that we can take into being fully expressed. Your needs do matter. What you feel really matters. Your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, your desire, whether it's sexual desire or your attraction to moving forward and changing the world, all of that matters so much. And it's what we're getting in contact with in this course. So we know that anger, and even talking about anger, can be really confronting. Many of us have adopted this fear of hurting other people if we let our anger out. Many of us have been told that our anger is dangerous. And there's some reality to that, right? When you push your anger down, it comes out when you least expect it. You yell at your kids, you yell at your partner, you yell at coworkers, sometimes you act out violently. And so there's a lot of evidence that says I should keep that anger down because it makes a wreck of my life and it hurts other people. So the work that we're doing is starting to feel that anger and listen to the underlying need so it doesn't come out in those ways. So we always go back to the body. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go in and just start to feel what it feels like in this body and where anger lives. And the work that we're moving towards is beginning to express that anger in a healthy way this week. All right, my friends, let's go inside and see how this lives in our bodies, in these bodies that are only ours. I have my feet on the floor. I'm going to start to breathe into my belly. I'm going to let my eyes cast down. I invite you to close your eyes. And just breathe into that belly. I'm breathing right into my hand in my belly. I'm taking full breaths. I'm feeling my feet on the floor. I'm feeling my body in the chair where I'm sitting. Feeling my back upright. And then I'm placing a hand on my heart and inviting any emotions that are there. Noticing if you feel some vulnerability, maybe a little fear, maybe a little worry about the subject of anger. And as you feel your heart soften with that hand on your heart, breathing down into your legs and into your feet, feeling the breath through your chest. As you breathe into your shoulders, letting your shoulders widen, letting your chest widen, breathing out through your arms and your fingers. And imagining that as you breathe, you're taking up more space. You're giving yourself more space. More space to feel, more space to express, more space to exist fully just as you are. Just breathing from your feet all the way up your legs and your belly and your heart and out your chest. And taking up more room. Just allowing yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually to take up more room. Allowing yourself to get a little bigger. And as you get a little bigger, letting all the circumstances, the relationships, the external forces that might hold you back or keep you small, let those just fall away. You're getting bigger, and all those forces that might keep you small, your life circumstances, the relationships you're in, all the external forces, all the big world, just let them fall away as you get bigger. As you breathe and take up even more space. And notice as you take up more space, you may have more access to all you're feeling inside. And letting yourself feel and remember the work you have done in this course to reconstruct your life, to remember this life journey from birth to this moment. All that you've been through, all that you felt. Almost as if you were watching a movie of your own life. Reflecting on the most painful moments, the moments of loneliness and helplessness, the moments of fear, desperation, the moments of betrayal and heartbreak, the times you spoke up for your needs, the times you stayed silent. However it has seemed, however it has actually been in the past, you are now the one in control of your life. You are now the one calling the shots. You are now totally responsible for how your life unfolds from here. Whatever you didn't get, however you've been abused, disregarded, marginalized, betrayed, however you've lived under the power and control of others, now you get to make the decision about what's right for you. Your past experiences have been holding you back. They've been holding you back because they need your attention and acknowledgement. Your body holds the anger of every time you were not listened to, every time you were not valued, every time you were not seen, every time you were not heard, every time you were violated, every time you were betrayed, every time you were abandoned. Your anger about all those times is a healthy and normal response from your body. All your body needs is your acknowledgement that none of those experiences were okay. To come back into your balance, to come back fully into yourself, your body needs to know that its anger has a healthy place to be heard and expressed. That there's room for your body to express its anger, to say this happened and it wasn't okay. So taking a few more deep breaths and stretch and make yourself even bigger, take up even more space. And let yourself know it's actually safe to feel your anger. No one's going to get hurt. And if your anger starts to feel overwhelming, you can always take a break. You're in charge. There is no need for all of your past anger to come out all at once. It's a gradual process. It's a process of realizing that your anger expressed in a healthy way is one of your most precious resources. Really letting this permission, this safety, this new relationship with anger, letting it land in your body. And as you let this permission, this new space inside of you, really land, thanking your body for the trust, the trust to let some of these old walls soften, some of them come down. Your body has a lot of reason why it would stay locked up, why it would push that anger down. So thanking your body for trusting you. And as you feel that gratitude land in every cell, gently coming back and noticing that it's true. You're not a child. You're in an adult body and you are calling the shots. You decide how your life unfolds. And again, just realizing that most of the planet, most of the people go their whole lives without doing this work of reclaiming their anger, of letting their past be their past, and saying, from here forward, I'm going to make a new decision in this adult body, and I'm deciding now. Most people never do this work. So congratulations for that. And we're going to get a chance this week in our home class to actually practice healthy expression of anger. So we're going to start with making a list. And this is a list that you can keep adding to throughout the week and that you'll get to bring to class. So I'm going to give you a slide now, and I want you to write for 5 minutes and finish the sentence, I'm angry that. So you're going to write, I'm angry that, and then whatever comes, I'm angry that, and then I'm angry that, I'm angry that, and just keep writing. Don't have to make sense. You can repeat yourself, but you want to keep writing, and you want to keep finishing that sentence, I'm angry that, I'm angry that. Do it now. Great work. Really, really profound work. So as I said before, this is a list that you can keep adding to and that you should bring to class. We're going to have a chance in class to do this exercise live. So diving into this topic of anger often brings up a lot of feelings. So I'm going to give you a special invitation, and we give you this invitation often live in class, to take good care of yourself. Take naps, get hugs, drink water, eat good food, look in the mirror and tell yourself how amazing you are. And just know, as I said before, that this is the most courageous work that any human being can do. To start to feel your anger and thaw the walls that have kept you separate from other people, from your own heart, from your destiny, from your passion, from joy, from full expression of who you are. Releasing your anger and finding healthy ways to express your needs is the key to all of that. So thanks for doing this work, and we'll see you in class.